Hi, everybody, and welcome to the evening of day 5. I just got home from my son's soccer game where he scored 4 goals. Woohoo! It was pretty fun to watch. So let's have a look and check out how our starters are doing. I'm going to wash out my starter containers tonight. So I'll put them in different containers, and I may even just leave them in there if I like those. It might be easier for us to see. So yeah, let's get started and see how they're doing. Okay, let's unwrap them and take a look. So here we've got Bob, our regular sourdough starter. We can see is very active, getting lots of bubbles. This is great. It's looking great considering that we're having a snowstorm. It's doing really well. It's quite cold here, so I'm happy with the progress so far. So with our regular sourdough starter in the evening, we're going to feed it again. We're going to try to keep it as vigorous and healthy as we can and active as we can. So we're going to discard all but 30 grams and feed it 50 grams of flour and 50 grams of water. Okay, so now I'm going to measure my new container for my regular sourdough starter because I want to clean this one. So this one is 125 grams. I'll write that on the bottom. And we'll take out 30 grams. So I'll just give it a little mix. I'm going to wash this container. So I'm going to make sure to not put this one down the drain because it will create like a cement. I know I've mentioned before. Okay, so there's about 30. And then we're going to tear the scale, add our 50 grams of room temperature water. Some people I know mix this now when the water's there and get it nice and incorporated and then add their 50 grams of flour, but I just find it doesn't really make much of a difference. So if you're going to stir it for a few minutes anyways, which I always do, you do want to make sure to try and keep it as close to 100% hydration as you can while you're building your starter. So that means keeping the water and flour ratio equal. So we'll give it a really good mix. Forgot to give it a smell. And it's actually starting to smell quite yeasty, which is what we want. So I'm going to keep mixing it, and then I'll come back to scrape down the sides. I've finished mixing my regular sourdough starter, given it quite a good mix. You can see the consistency, and it is quite gooey. So this is the one that you're not going to want to put down the drain. You're not going to want to get on your rings, and you're going to want to wipe up with cold water, not hot water. Now these are actually the containers that I use, and I feed it in here, and it's big enough that you can put enough feed for it to grow, and I've had them grow over top of it when I've made too much before, and it's been super active sitting in my warm window. But usually this is the perfect size of container. So even with the clean container, I'm still having a hard time getting it completely off the edges. So don't worry, you don't have to scrape it down perfectly. I just want to be able to see it as best I can, how it's rising. There. And now we're going to just put our elastic on and place our lid on top. I'm actually going to just leave the lid kind of just loosely in. I'm not going to make it airtight, and I'm going to wrap them up and keep them warm for the night. And we will see you in the morning where we can take a look at all the beautiful activity that we'll have. Double check the height of your elastic and place it in your snuggly place. And I'm just dying to know, has your starter taken off? Please share a picture with us in the comments. And we will check our starters again this evening. Enjoy the rest of your day.